Hi everybody and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. In today's video, I've got two stories for you and both of them have updates. Now let's get started with the first one. This post is from this subreddit Am I the A-hole and it's by user THBeachHubby1324. Am I the a-hole for talking to a girl in a bikini on a beach? My wife, 35 female, is making me, 37 male, write this post. She feels my behavior during our vacation was completely inappropriate, while I think it was completely acceptable and she is wrong. She loves this subreddit and wants for all of you to weigh in on our debate and solve this issue for us. We have been married for 7 years and have a 3-year-old toddler. A few weeks ago, we went to Miami for a vacation and had a fun time. On the second day on the beach, we relaxed in beach chairs. That day, my son and I were playing on the beach while my wife was soaking in the sun. I must add here that I love her very much and she is the most beautiful person I have ever seen. At one point, my son wanted to build a sandcastle, and I took him to the wet sand near the water with all of his plastic toys. While he was playing, a lady, mid-30s, walked up to us and told me how cute my son was. I smiled and said, "Thanks." She was looking toward the water constantly, and I think her kids must have been in the water and she was watching them. Now, according to my wife, she was wearing a completely inappropriate over-the-top bikini that left nothing for imagination. According to me, I did not notice what she was wearing and have no comments. She was trying to make small talk and was asking me about my son's name, how old he is, where we are from, etc. I was also polite and had a brief conversation with her. We talked about where we are from, how long we were in Miami, etc. Finally, my son had enough and he wanted to go back, so I said bye and came back and sat next to my wife. The whole conversation may have lasted for less than 10 minutes. My wife was not happy with me talking to this lady. She kept on telling me how inappropriate it was to talk to that girl in the tiny bikini and that she was trying to flirt with me. I told her what we talked about and it was not even remotely flirty. I told her that this is common and when my son is with me in the park or other places, he gets a lot of attention from other moms who always come and chat. My wife has seen this play out before and never had a problem with it. My wife thinks that this is different because that girl was in a very revealing bikini and I, as a married man, should know better than talking to her. We saw that lady a few other times during our stay and I cut our conversation short every time she tried to talk to me. My wife cannot let this go. She thinks that I should admit that it's different to talk to a girl in a social setting versus when she is in a bikini on a beach. I feel having small talk with someone is fine, irrespective of their state of dress or undress. So dear Reddit forum, please settle this debate for us. Is my wife correct that I am the a-hole for talking to a girl when she is wearing a bikini? Or is she being unfair to that lady when she was wearing an appropriate outfit for the place where she was? Note that my wife will also be reading the replies, so please be nice telling her how wrong she is. Yep, I agree with you, OP. I am sorry, OP's wife, but you are wrong. Your husband is not the a-hole for talking to someone at the beach regardless of what she's wearing. As it states in the post, it was an appropriate outfit for the place she was in. In a beach, you can wear probably anything you want. Bikinis are also allowed, right? I mean, I don't know if you'd want to wear a parka, but if you wanted to, you probably could. Now, personally, I don't know if the girl or the woman was flirting with OP or not, but OP was just being cordial. He was watching his son and somebody came and asked a few questions. OP didn't feel threatened or anything, so he just replied in a cordial way. Now, since OP's wife is reading the post, I'm assuming that the details are correct. In no moment does OP say that the woman was touching him or throwing herself at him or anything like that. So I don't know what OP's wife considers flirting, but I don't think this was it. Additionally, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think OP's just going to take a look at this whatever bikini and be like, yep, this is enough for me, I'm leaving my wife right now? No, and you can't go out controlling what everybody wears in a beach. So again, OP, no, you're not the a-hole, your wife is wrong, and you guys need to talk about this. And what is your judgment? Let me know in the comment section, and now let's move on to the community comments to see what they said. Status Web 8917 says, not the a-hole, but your wife may be correct that the woman was flirting with you. Women don't tend to flirt overtly, they just get close and talk until the guy makes a move. For your information, a nice looking dad playing with his kid can be like catnip to some women. To your wife, being on the beach is a social setting. People are just out there to relax and have a nice day. That can include talking to people you don't know. As for her wearing a revealing bikini, hello? You were on the beach. That is literally the only place where she could wear a bikini. Your wife was low-key floozy blaming her for trying to get a nice tan. As long as you didn't proposition her or flirt, you didn't really do anything wrong. Your wife got jealous and she is trying to justify her emotions by saying they are your fault. No Pomegranate 0110 says, listen, 29 female married here. I get that you might be jealous that your husband is getting attention, but if he says that it's no biggie, then it's no biggie. Someone was flirting with him, good for him, giggle about it and move on. Based on the husband's section, he wasn't ogling her, was barely responding and doing so respectfully to her advances at conversation. You're at the beach, she's wearing a bikini. That's an acceptable place to wear a bikini. If she was in the mall wearing a bikini and coming over to him, that'd be weird. But she was wearing beach-appropriate clothing. Husband, not the a-hole. Nemainev says, quote, I must add here that I love her very much and she is the most beautiful person I have ever laid eyes on. End quote. The telltale sign that the popo is watching. Of effing course, not the a-hole. And from here, I'll be talking to the wife because the problem is hers. Hey wife, answer this. What is your husband supposed to do in that situation? Cover his eyes and tell that Jezebel to back off? Take the kid and run away from the temptress? Maybe punch her before she corrupts another poor soul? Look, your husband can't just be rude to people and deny polite conversation. It's an awful thing to do, is teaching your son antisocial behavior and who the F knows? Maybe in 2 years, the man is applying for a job somewhere and she's the HR lady or the CEO. Oh yeah, I remember that huge a-hole and floozy shamed me in the beach because I was wearing a bikini. In the beach. Let's not hire that guy. So yeah, wife, what the hell are you thinking? Do you do the same? If a guy came and asked you about your kid while you're at the beach and he's bare-chested, again, at the beach, what would be a proper response? Pepper spray that effer? Have your husband beat him up to preserve your honor? Come on, sister, do better. And Domingo 6345 says, I would say don't go to Miami on vacation if you don't want to see women in sexy bikinis who may or may not talk to your husband. Opie's wife's edit. Wife here. I think he wrote this post omitting key details. The girl on the beach was clearly flirting and leaning too close to him. She may not have said it explicitly, but you could see she was interested. She also kept on popping up in the resort restaurant, bar, and lobby after this incident and tried to keep on talking to him through the week. It was disrespectful as she did not say a single word to me the whole time. I am not saying my husband was flirting with her, but he should have read her body language and shut her down. Plus, there is bikinis and there was her bikini. Something with her was clearly off. Alright, well the community agrees that OP was not the a-hole and that the wife was absolutely wrong. I also don't think that her edit with the additional information that she gave us really helped her position in any way. So here's a question, maybe I'm wrong, but would it be wrong if the wife would just go up and introduce herself? In any case, of course we've got the update, so let's continue with that to see how the story ends. I'm the wife in this situation. My husband and I posted a debate we were having for the last week regarding an incident that happened during our vacation. Jeez, I got it after the first 100 responses that I was wrong. Not everyone on Reddit needs to chime in on this one, but you were the one asking for it. I thought this forum would back me up, but I guess I need to take this L like a champion. I am blessed to have a loving and caring husband and an amazing kid. I am also used to women flirting with him all the time. It's not just when our son is with him, but it has happened at his work, bars, weddings, and other places. The worst was when I was giving birth to our son and the nurse helping with the birth told him that his hair looked Prince Charming. It was 6 a.m. in the morning and he had just woken up, followed by telling him our son is so lucky that he got his blonde hair and blue eyes. The worst part is he is not very perceptive when women flirt with him. He thinks that most women go around talking to strangers and compliment them on their looks because that is his life experience. When I try to tell him that, he always gets very defensive. I do trust him with all of my heart though, and he is the best husband ever. Some of you asked me what happened from my perspective. I know there is no way for me to not seem like an a-hole when I write this, but this is what I saw. Maybe that should have been your first indicator that you were wrong? We were all enjoying our time on the beach. My son wanted to run around and my husband volunteered to watch him and let me relax. I was enjoying the ocean and occasionally watching them. At one point, I saw my husband and son sitting on the sand and a lady talking to them. No problem, she is just a passerby and noticed my toddler. I closed my eyes and 5 minutes later, I see again and now this lady is sitting next to my husband and they are talking. I also noticed she was extremely attractive and of course I got a bit insecure since I have a mom bod now. She is laughing at God knows what my husband said. At this point, I started getting curious and was waiting for my husband to look at me. He finally got up after my son was bored and came running back to me. I asked my husband who the person was and he said just some mom on the beach having a small talk. I asked him what they were talking about and he said the same things he wrote in the original post. I told him she was gorgeous and did he notice what she was wearing? He looked again at her and said, "Oh yeah, that's pretty bold." The whole incident rubbed me the wrong way. Then this lady kept popping up everywhere we went and we met her every day. My husband introduced me to her the first time we saw her and she just walked right past me and started talking with him. I then told my husband I was not comfortable with his new girlfriend. I was teasing him, and my husband immediately blew her off the next time she showed up. When we came back, I told him about my insecurity when I saw him talk to her and she was sitting next to him. He again got defensive and told me he was just being polite. This is when I told him not to talk to gorgeous moms in bikinis. He felt I was attacking him, but I could not help what I felt and was just communicating it to him. This was the silly debate we were having and I thought you guys would have my back. Anyway, I will try to work on my insecurities and let him talk to moms in bikinis. Passive aggressive much? One PSA is, please don't comment on that thread anymore and tell him how right he is. You guys are feeding the beast. Last night, he was sending me links to frames on Amazon because he wanted to print out this thread and put it on the wall. He says it's his first win against me, and the next time we have a disagreement, he can point to it and tell me about the time when thousands of people told me I was wrong. Well, OP2, I just have to say, I don't know what you think taking the L like a champion is, but that's not the vibe that I'm getting from your update. It seems to me like you're still pretty upset about this whole thing and now you're mad because Reddit didn't back you up. You mentioned it twice. But apparently you did get the message and hopefully next time something like this happens, you won't blame your husband. And actually, if you wanna own this whole thing, buy a frame, print out the post and give it to him to put wherever he wants. Anyways, here's wishing you both the best in the future. Thanks so much for sharing and take care. And now let's move on to the next post that also has an update. This post is from the subreddit Am I Wrong? And it's by user BananaLa. Am I wrong for Shazamming a song that someone didn't want to share the name or artist of? This happened yesterday. My boyfriend and I were throwing a little kickback at my birthday party. His cousin Alexa, 19, set a timer on her phone because we were baking pastries. Her timer went off and a song caught my attention. We were already done in the kitchen, so we were just sitting down, letting it play on the couch, and I asked, "Who is this artist?" And she flat out ignored me. I asked her again, "I never heard this song. Can I have the name?" That's when she told me that if I don't know, then I just don't know, and that I should just stick to the mainstream. I told her I listened to everything, but she tried to tell me that she knew my music taste and that all I listened to were stupid rappers, citing Kendrick Lamar as an example. We got into a little debate about King Kenny for a while, and she told me that the song was made by a small artist and that trying to decipher his lyrics might hurt my shallow mind. I got fed up and Shazammed the song. It was Mary Alex G. When she saw me saving it to my playlist, she got up, snatched her phone, then stormed out. I ignored her little tantrum, but then her brother came to me and asked what I did to her because she told everyone I was being argumentative with her, bullied her, and violated her privacy. When I said I don't understand how anything of what I said came off as bullying because we just talked about music and I Shazammed her song, but her brother actually agreed and said that was invasive and weird for me to do. Then packed some plates and left abruptly, and I was just left feeling so weird about it. Everyone else stayed and I enjoyed the rest of my party. This morning, my boyfriend's mom texted me and said that I should probably call her niece, also known as Alexa, and apologize for going through her phone for a song and using some hacking device. She texted me Alexa's number to apologize and I texted her, "Don't get hung up on petty things." Next thing you know, her brother is calling me. I haven't answered my phone yet and have like 5 missed calls. Is Shazam invasive and am I wrong? No, OP, you're not wrong, and Shazam is not invasive. That little girl is just being a brat, and a gatekeeping one at that. That whole, the lyrics are gonna hurt your brain. Who does she think she is? She sounds like the people that you would find in that subreddit, I am smart. Or somebody who makes their whole personality about, I just listen to underground music that you wouldn't understand. I am so deep. No, you're not. You're just ridiculous and obnoxious. Having said that, I think that the fact that your mom's boyfriend called you and asked you to apologize, that's weird. Either she's not getting the complete story or she doesn't get boundaries. I think you need to talk to your boyfriend regarding what happened and clear the air. And what do you guys think? Is OP wrong for Shazamming a song that was being played out loud in a room, or is she invasive? Let me know in the comment section, and now let's move on to the community comments to see what they said. Mataelio says, "No, you're not wrong. She was being a crappy little hipster about her music, and if anyone was bullying anyone, it was her bullying you about your taste in music and your intellect." Zani54 says, quote, "Trying to decipher his lyrics might hurt your shallow mind," end quote. What a snarky, bitchy, rude thing to say. Hell no, don't apologize. If your boyfriend doesn't stand up for you and put his extended family in their place, including his nasty cousin, I'd reconsider continuing the relationship. And Kitten Stormzorer says, "F that little hipster bitch. This is why nobody likes hipsters. She's trying to gatekeep her music. If she were actually a fan, she'd be excited to share it and create new fans. Block her and move on with your life." And OP responds, "Never understood why people do this. I swear their favorite artist could be on the street broke and struggling, and they would rather let the world implode than to give them exposure." OP's edit. My boyfriend just called his mom to explain the full story, and she just started laughing because Alexa completely twisted the entire situation and is trying to tell everyone that I hacked her phone just to make fun of her music and tried to force her to listen to gangster rap. My boyfriend just called his cousin, Alexa's older brother, and told him not to bring her over anymore, and now she's crying. She sent some paragraphs I am not reading. She's blocked until she apologizes to me. This little girl is a compulsive liar. I just can't believe so much drama because of a song. I'm not going to let this ruin my birthday weekend though. Alright, well, the community agreed that OP was not wrong and they had some choice words for the cousin. Anyways, we now know that she was just twisting everything up and now she's crying. So let's move on to the update to see how the story ends. Update. Lol, this was sooner than I thought it would be. My boyfriend just handed me his phone with her on the line, crying and apologizing. She said her behavior was because of PMS and she was sorry for starting drama on my birthday. I honestly think she just got embarrassed for getting caught in her lie. Everyone knows that she stretches the truth too, and when she got a little backlash, I guess that was too much for her. Another update, LMFAO. I heard another side of her story from my friend, and apparently, when she stormed off, she was telling her that I snatched her phone from her to hack into her phone. She is a full-blown liar, and of course, everyone ignored her except for her brother. Shake my head. My head actually hurts. That's why I'm keeping my distance. She's the definition of a Karen. I caught her in so many white lies that it's not even funny, and it's for no reason either. Alright, well, the truth is out, and now Alexa's back with her tail between her legs, asking OP to forgive her, but OP's gonna keep her distance. OP, I think that's the safe choice in this situation. Thanks for sharing and take care. And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch it. Now, if you've gotten to this point in the video, I assume that you like these stories that I'm reading out, so here are a couple more that you might enjoy. And if you don't have any time to watch another story right now, save it for later, and also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.